So most rock and blues players should know you can add an extra note to the minor blues scale, called the blue note, but most rock and blues player always seems to be using the same set of 5 ideas or something. So once again, we'll explore what fusion players like Greg Howe, the pros I would say, really use. 3 cool examples for you, in-screen tabs, as always, going from pretty easy to very, very challenging. If you don't want to miss any lesson, then subscribe to the channel. I'll try to be here weekly, guys, and also, if you want to, for getting the hang from more sophisticated sounds, Greg Howe style, fusion style, the key to opening that door, guys, I'll always say that, is good knowledge of arpeggio shapes. That's why a link in the description. You can get my free arpeggio guide I made first days, like I started Introspection Academy. I made that, this beautiful arpeggio. You can download that for free. Now let's get into the lesson. Right, let's first revisit the blue note. So in a key of E, the lesson will be in a key of E. Here's the blue note. Blue note. Or it's really an added note on the minor blues scale. It's in this case a B flat, right? That's the blue note. Now location wise, guys, that's a really important thing. So for years I was like, I tried to get like nasty blues and rock lines kind of with that note. It was a huge discovery for me that, and it looks simple, but it's here too, right? Why not, right? And that's when I got really into Greg Howe during that time also, and Greg is using that all the time. So remember, it's here too, and we're gonna do a lot of cool examples using the blue note in this location, right, on the B string, right? Another thing I like to do too, right, for example, call these 3 friends here, the 3 amigos, right, they're also here. Using that also, right? Blue note in this location and the 3 amigos in that location. You can do so many cool things. Examples coming up for you. Now the backing track I'm going to be using is key of E, and basically it's kind of this going: E, G, A, right? E, G, A, E, E, G, and A. Right, so this is of course for the Greg Howe fans amongst you, this is the solo section of Kick It All Over, and it's interesting because you can really see it as an E minor, and then a G and an A major, which I would do the E Dorian scale, right, over those 3 chords. But you can also start with an E major, and then a G major, and an A major. That gives you interesting things. Then you can do over the A, you can also go major style. You can do major pentatonic and A mixolydian, but in that world you can also do minor. Yeah, it's kind of, summary is over those 3 chords you can just go minor. So I'm gonna do the minor blues scale here with the blue note. But just remember, if I would be improvising, I would sometimes click into major mode only over that E chord, right? The G and the A really pushes me to E Dorian, right? But that initial E, you can kind of go between major and minor, right, guys? So yeah, and now let's then take a look at the 3 examples for you. Number 1. Right, this is really using that, right, that blue note here. Start with a good bend, bending up to that note, next pentatonic note, right? Releasing bend, and then it's very Greg Howe, right? Remember, little M in my tabs here is plucked with the middle finger. In true Greg Howe style, we need to hybrid pick stuff. And then if you see a circle T, guys, it's a hammer-on from nowhere, right? It's a hammer-on without previously picking the string. That's kind of lick number 1. Nothing more to say, guys. Learn this lick like your life depends on it. Play it like 10 minutes in a row until it really sticks, right? Really cool line. Right, let's move on to lick number 2. makes use of that location, right? That new location almost, right? Of that blue note, and I really love that. I really love those three notes. Kind of a stretch, but I like it. Then this is so interesting. I'm repositioning the left hand after that. Trying to get into a little bit of a swing feel. It's kind of the idea, right guys? But here's that blue note again. Could have stopped there, but I'm doing something extra for you guys. It's Greg Howe fan, I'm doing a lot of these things. Anyway, those kind of things. Really pushing to that E Dorian sound, right guys? But lick number 2 is nothing more than really be mindful that here it is that blue note, and I really love that interval. That's the key message of that line. Alright, let's move on to lick number 3. Guys, you'll never know who's watching because, right, kind of my students, there's Berkeley people, there's MI people, there's literally like MI students following my courses like the Universe course or being Patreon members. There is actually a Berkeley guitar professor, right? He's teaching at Berkeley. Oh my God, wow. He's following my content. He's buying my content, right? So I'm so honored. So I need to do sometimes some really more advanced stuff to cater for really advanced players as well. And that's of course this lick number 3. Right? Most important thing is keep triplet feel, but now this line is so Dorian that it works best over the G and the A of the progression, right? Your ear should tell you that. That's in slow motion, but what elements are in there? So first of all, this is a really classic triplet feel start, right, that I'm doing for years as a Greg Howe freak. I really love that, and it sets you up for some long triplet lines. Teaching point here is related to the blue note is this move that now comes. That's a golden move, right? It's a golden mini move of Greg, so intelligent. Because the line keeps flowing, but he's changing positions, right? So it's subtle, right? He's changing only one half step of a position, but that gives him access to new arpeggio shapes. Once I'm here, I'm gonna kick in other pathways that I know of Greg, so right? Still in E Dorian, guys, right? And from there on, I'm seeing this B minor arpeggio. Right? That's why you need my arpeggio guide for those shapes, guys. Link in the description below. It's for free. Right? So we got. Really make sure I land on a downbeat. Right? But it's most importantly, guys, that thing in the middle here where it's. That's really clever. That's that took me years to kind of discover what he's doing there, and that's such a showcase of how intelligent actually, or how creative Greg moves around on the fretboard, guys. So that's lick number 3 for you guys. So if you like this lesson, guys, really consider supporting me on Patreon with the link in the description below. You can get all the apps for all YouTube lessons as downloadable PDFs, but I consider just being decent, right? If you're coming here every single week, you're enjoying yourself, right? I'm helping you out, you're progressing. Why not just buy me 2 coffees a month, right? That's $5 a month. So here's a list of decent people. Those are my patrons. There's also a higher tier on Patreon, right? A $12 tier, right? That backing track is then there, GP7 files, and I'm currently for that tier. I'm also analyzing, teaching exclusively on Patreon all Instagram improvisations of Greg, which I think is gold mine, right? What he's doing there. So if you like that, get to Patreon, choose a tier, and get going. Also, guys, don't forget, there's in my description, as always, the free arpeggio guide to open up the doors to Fusion. Just forget playing Fusion guitar in general, because arpeggios are just everywhere. Subscribe to the channel for more good Greg Howe stuff. See you soon.